Hello there, Glen Campbell, creator of the BSI Method. Now, do you want to know the number one reason why the vast majority of entrepreneurs and business owners fail in a very short period of time? In fact, 60% fail in the first 2 years of their business, or why you're not achieving the levels of success that you originally envisaged when you started. Well, I'm going to share that with you today, but what's more, I'm going to reveal the correct method of setting up your business, and you can do it now regardless of what stage you're in, the correct method of setting up your business to optimize success. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit the subscribe button, because every week I'll be posting a new video sharing profound insights on how you can improve every aspect of your business and life. You know, I've literally empowered thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners to achieve incredible success in their business, starting with that essential starting point, their personal brand. And I'm really excited to do the same for you. Okay, let's now get to that number one reason why the vast majority of entrepreneurs fail. And that is because they go straight to the what and the how, and they completely disregard the why and the who. And so what is the what and the how? Well, the what and the how is the functional side of your business. It's the operational side. It's the features and benefits. It's the systems and processes. It is completely rational. And I'm going to explain to you in a minute why that is just not compelling to people. And so what people are not doing is going to the why and the who. And what is the why and the who? Well, the why and the who is the inspiration. The why and the who is the vision. The why and the who is the purpose. The why and the who is the brand story, the narrative that is highly emotional. And so now, what is the difference between the two? The why and the who is emotional. The what and the how is irrational. Now, why is it so important to start with the why and the who? Well, I'll tell you why. Because people inherently buy emotionally and then substantiate their purchase in rational terms. Now, do you need both? You do. What is the reason they buy? It is emotionally. And so that's why the why and the who is absolutely crucial, the crucial starting point. Let me talk about this number one mistake first before I go to the process, my specific method of success. Now, here's what people are doing wrong. So you can see the process on the screen now. What they're doing is where they're starting with an idea. And so that could be the inspiration, it could be their passion, or it could be one of their key strengths. And then what they do is they look at the market, and they have either a cursory look at the market and say, well, is there a market out there? And usually what they do is look at the market in very broad terms. Is there a big enough market out there with money to pay for what I've got here? That's usually the question that gets answered. Yes, there is, or no, there's not. Or what they'll do is they'll go to the other end of the scale, and they go into massive, data, where they'll analyze every aspect of the market and then put that into data terms. And of course, what they do is create analysis or paralysis by analysis. And of course, that gets them stuck because they don't know what to do with all that. They don't know how to interpret that. Now, the third thing they do then is say, well, what does the product look like? How can I design this product or service? What are the features and benefits? What are the rational components of this product that I need to tell people about and then expect them to buy? And then, of course, the next thing they'll do is go about designing that product, designing the logo or the look and the feel, because most people believe that your logo or your design approach or your font or these kind of various aspects of the look and feel is your brand. And of course, it's not your brand. It's an expression of your brand. And most people believe that if they do all that work and make it all look consistent, make it look pretty, then that is going to be what attracts people to want to buy. And of course, it doesn't work that way. And then the next thing that happens is this process of putting it out to market, howling at the moon, nobody's coming, you fail, so you change a little bit, and then you fail again, and you change a little bit, and you fail again. And of course, what happens with so many changes that are not from a strategic positioning, you end up with a brand that's all over the place. You end up with core messaging that's all over the place. You become very confused. You don't really know what to do. And of course, you become stuck. And that's what creates the vast majority of failures, and people end up giving up and moving on to something else, starting a new business and trying again, and the whole process reveals itself again, or they just stop. Okay, this is the correct method. This is a method that I've used with businesses from lounge room startups to 50 people, 100 people, to 20,000 people, to businesses that are turning over $40 billion plus. I've used it for those businesses and all kinds of businesses. The process is the same. It doesn't matter about the scale. And so this first and key starting point is the personal brand of the leader, or the personal brand of the creator, the entrepreneur, the person who is inspired to start this business. Them knowing and understanding who they are, their specific personal vision, their specific purpose or reason for being, who they really are, their true higher identity, their true higher self. And then, of course, how to articulate that or express that in simple but compelling language that is unique to them. Now, the vast majority of people do not know how to do this. I've been asking leaders for time immemorial to tell me about themselves. And when they answer that question, what I normally get is their title or the business that they're working for, the brand, or, the category that they're working in, or other various aspects. Of course, this is not a personal brand. Now that we've got clarity around your personal brand, we're going to go out to the market. And so we want to look at the market. We want to look at 4 aspects of the market that I particularly like to focus on. And I call them the 4 C's. The company, the category, the competitors, and the consumer. And so the company, really, from a personal branding perspective, is the work that's already been done. That is you. You're the entrepreneur, you're the creator of the business, you're the inspiration for the business. And so that work has already been done. Then we move to the category or the industry. And so what does that industry look like? Who are the key players in the industry? What are the dynamics of the industry? What are the drivers of the industry? What do we need to know about that industry that's going to give us an understanding? Now, the next thing we want to look at is your competitors. And the first comment I want to make about your competitors is you don't have any. The only competitor that the vast majority of businesses have is themselves. And usually when I work with organizations and corporations, I find that the enemy that they have is within. And so they're the ones that are stopping themselves from the level of success they can achieve. It's not that there's any competitor out there that is actually attacking them, because competitors don't do that. Most competitors are out there just trying to succeed in their own business, in their own category, doing their own thing. They're not actually out to get anybody. They're too busy working on their own business. And so the only reason we would look at anybody in your market who's doing something similar would be so that you can make sure that you're distinctive from them. You're not expressing yourself in the same way as them. You're not creating a product that is similar to them. You're not packaging the product or designing the product in a way that is similar to them. Distinction and being able to separate yourself and be as unique as possible is really important. And so that's what the competition is really there for. And then, of course, the last thing is your consumer or your clients, whichever way you want to call them. I prefer to call people I engage with my clients. It's far more personal and meaningful. And so what you want to do is say, who are they? What do I know about these people? And you want to look at 2 key things. What are the emotional drivers and connectors? What's the pain point that they're experiencing? And what would they like to move to? That's ideal, the pleasure. People always move from pain to pleasure. So you need to understand what those emotional drivers are, the emotional pain points, and how you can overcome that and take them to pleasure or take them to success. And then what are the rational drivers and connectors? What are the functionality of this product what's the functionality of this product look like, so that it can fill the fundamental needs and then some of what they're looking for? So the emotional aspect is the most important. And then, of course, there's a rational aspect, and these 2 things go hand in hand. Emotional drivers and connectors, rational drivers and connectors. You want to look at the market from that aspect. And the other comment I'd like to make about the market is you want to niche down as much as possible. There's 8 billion people on this planet. You don't want 8 billion people. You want an absolute fraction of 1% of that people, if that. And so you're looking to get as niche as possible, and that means to have as clear a picture as possible of that small market that you really want to attract. And it could be a very small market, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of brilliant businesses out there only appealing to a small number of people in a way that is absolutely compelling. So they make themselves indispensable to that market, and that's what you want to do. And so niche down as much as possible and get a picture of this market from an emotional aspect and from a rational aspect. But remember, it's the emotional aspect, the why and who, that is most important to us. Now, the next thing, of course, is to look at your business brand. And the way I do this is I create this kind of symbiosis or harmony between the personal brand of the creator, the leader, and the business brand. And usually these things have a beautiful symbiosis or harmony between the two. There may be a little bit of difference, obviously, between the business brand, but you really want these two things to be very closely mirrored to each other. Now, the next thing we look at is the market connection. And the market connection consists of 7 Ps. Have you heard the 4 Ps of marketing? Well, I don't talk about marketing at all. I never use that word. I talk about branding. We really want to create a brand. And the 4 Ps of marketing are not enough. And usually that's where most people start. That's the what and the how, the 4 Ps. We don't start there, of course, but now we're in the process of doing it. So what are the 7 Ps of branding? Let me go through them with you. Product, price, place, promotion, people, processes, and packaging. Did you get that? I hope so. And so we want to look at those 7 aspects of your business, because creating those, having strategies around each of those that are harmoniously connected, and then being able to create those in a way that best reflects your product. You always start with the product first, and then all the other aspects start to be built around that, like kind of layers of an onion, but they all belong to the same holistic part. And so we develop those 7 Ps of branding, and that's how we go to market. Now, I'm not going to get into the absolute core and detail of all that, otherwise we'll have a video that goes for about 4 hours. And so that's what we do. That's how we go to the market with the 7 Ps. And then, of course, we want to be able to measure, because if you cannot measure, you cannot improve. So we develop a set of metrics around all the key areas of our business, and then we go to market and test. We assess those metrics against what our ideal is, what best practice is, and then we take corrective action, and this becomes the loop then. So we're constantly testing, we're constantly measuring, and then we're constantly taking corrective action, and we're constantly improving. This is what the Japanese call kaizen, and that's a word that means little steps to continuous improvement, and that process should never stop. So now you can see that this is the methodology, the process that I've been using with companies across the planet to create massively improved connection with their markets, massively improved success, higher levels of revenue, and of course higher levels of profit. And this process can be used for you as well. So now you know what not to do, which is starting with the what and how first. And now you know what to do, which is starting with the why and who in the method or the process that I've shown you, and then moving to the what and the how, which is a natural progression from your why and who. Your why and who is the emotional, the what and the how is the rational. The rational must come out of the emotional. And of course, the essential starting point is with the leader's personal brand. This is what defines your approach to your business, and this is the key success factor. Now, if this has resonated with you, please hit that subscribe button so that you'll be notified of all future videos. I'm posting a new video every week now, and that will provide you with more insights and wisdom into this whole idea of what a real or authentic personal brand is, and why it's so crucial for you to have that, so that you know how to move forward in your business and your life with greater purpose, meaning, fulfillment, joy, and of course, prosperity, success. That's what we're looking for. We want to play a winning game, and that starts with the most important element of any business, and that is you. And so getting your authentic personal brand right first is absolutely vital. And finally, be sure to check below in my description, because I've got some links to some recent videos that I produced that will provide even greater insights into this whole process of developing your personal brand first and foremost. Until my next video, I hope you stay well, and bye for now.